Mead believed that our thoughts, self-concept, and the wider community we lived in is created through communication, or also known as symbolic interaction. Mind, self, and society all describe how language is essential for these three critical human characteristics to develop. Without symbolic interaction, humanity as we know it would not exist. Symbolic interaction isn't just talk, it refers to the language and gestures a person uses in anticipation of the way others respond. You can't understand or do anything without communication. The verbal and nonverbal responses that a listener then provides are likewise crafted in expectation of how the original speaker will react. Herbert Blummer at the University of California, Berkeley, coined the term symbolic interactionism. The phrase captures what Mead claimed is the most human or humanizing activity that we all engage in, and that is just simply talking to one another. Blummer stated three core principles that deal with symbolic interaction, which are meaning, language, and thinking. Talking to one another shapes us, humans, into the people we are today. Gaining different experiences between one another allows us to shape into the conversing human beings we are. The encounters can range from being small, such as asking someone to borrow a pencil, or as big as your best friend sharing some great news with you. The premise that humans act toward people or things on the basis of the meaning they assign to those people or things. Interpretation is what counts here and helps get a response from another person. Meaning is the construction of social reality. For example, if someone misinterprets what you say, then the response will be more than likely not what you expected. It is your job as the communicator to make sure you are presenting the message in an appropriate way to get the desired response. Nothing is real until you say it out loud. Language is the source of the meaning. Meaning arises when people have social interaction with one another. As humans, naming things is something we have had the power to do since the beginning of time. Mead believed that symbolic meaning was the basis for society. It is the way we interpret the world around us. Humans having the ability to name things creates a common language between us all. The final core principle that symbolic interactionism deals with would be thinking. This process has to do with taking the role of another person, being in their shoes and trying to understand how they could be feeling, in a common trait I feel like is something most humans should be able to do. This is a process where you are mentally imagining you are someone else who is viewing you. If you have ever been around younger children, you might notice this quite a bit. This would be when they are playing house and taking different roles of one another in the family. Overall, symbolic interactionism is the key to communication and connecting with one another. Talking to one another helps not only shape us, but the world around us as well. The more we communicate and talk to one another, the better we become at understanding one another.